This is Access Houston on 97.9 The Box.
Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth. Welcoming a roundtable of folks here. We're talking Pride.
Woo-hoo. Yeah.
Gay Pride. June is Pride Month, the LGBT community. But there's so many acronyms, but we'll get into all of that a little later. But welcoming in the studio from DL Events and Promotions, the founder, DL.
Hello.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thanks
Also,
for having me.
The founder of KRAVE Houston, Nashia Jackson. Welcome.
Hello.
And my guy, I know him from the Ensemble Theater, but he is the board member for the T.R.U.T.H Project, Mr. Robert Ross. Welcome to the program.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
So, well, thank you guys for being here. As I mentioned, June is Pride Month, and Houston's Pride is coming up. Is it
June
23rd?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So a string of events, I'm sure.
Yes.
Right, and doing some things for the community. When we get started, the LGBT community, LGBTQI, and is there another one I heard? Maybe A, QIA? Mm-hmm. Okay. Please break down the acronym.
Well, I can start with the L.
Right. And I can do the GBTQ.
Okay.
And that's amazing because the I and A is new to me.
Mm-hmm.
Me as well.
Well, I'll say this. It's such a spectrum of how we all identify and navigate with our sexual identities and with how we engage in relationships. So, I think the acronym will continue to grow.
Oh, well, yeah, I can definitely see that happening.
So the L means
is lesbian.
Okay.
Right.
The B is, the G is
Gay.
gay. The B is bisexual.
Mm-hmm.
The T is transgendered.
Correct.
The Q is
Queer.
Well, isn't that the same as gay?
No,
Just
not
depends on your
necessarily.
life.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Queer is another broad term that kind of gives you a way of encompassing those people who are gender nonconforming.
Right.
Okay. Oh,
Because
okay.
gay usually
Got
is
that.
fitting for the male side,
Okay.
and queer could be both male or female, depending on how you identify.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of androgynous in a sense.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Could be.
Could be cute. So, and the I is for?
Intersex. So you have, those who are born with ambiguous genitalia and present as both male and female. And so...
Wait, I'm sorry?
Intersexed are those, the term that we know it as is hermaphrodite.
Okay.
So that's
so
a
someone
term
with
that's
both sexual organs.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. And the A is for? Ooh,
Yeah,
see, the A is the last.
I'm learning.
Yeah, I'm learning. Yeah.
Yesterday, we always learning. So, I'm learning that
yeah. I
too.
need to know what the A.
I'm waiting on that one as well.
Or could it be the androgyny? Could it be androgyny? Or no? But that doesn't have anything to. Androgyny doesn't have anything to do with sexuality or sexual orientation. Yes, no?
I know, Mr. Ross.
No, I know. We're
Yeah, he's looking it up right now.
Well, we'll
We
get
don't know
back
why.
to
You
it.
open that can of worms, I'm going to let them deal with that one.
But when it comes to the LGBTQIA community, they deal with a lot.
Most definitely.
There's a lot. Acceptance is one.
Correct.
It was this guy in my neighborhood I grew up in. Just a little sweet, but it was so sad to see how his family treated him.
Mm-hmm.
And that would just really, I'd be like, man, because I grew up in a family where it was nothing but love. So to see someone who basically was kicked out of the house for something that he ultimately could not control because it's just how he felt it's beyond sad.
Yeah. It's and it's funny that you say that because there are so many of the homeless youth that are actually LGBT,
Correct. And homeless for that reason.
Because of that very reason. Because of that very reason.
And how is it looking here in Houston?
It's about 40% of the LGBT, of the youth that's homeless identify as LGBT. Yeah. So.
One thing I can say about Houston, because I'm not even from Houston, I feel like as far as like the younger group when it comes to LGBT, like a lot of the older adults look out more than what they used to back in the day.
Right.
Like a lot of people, they refer to having a gay mother or a gay father or an auntie, you know, and just depending on what role they've played for you in your life. I know plenty of people who, you know, in my day, basically were kicked out the house and stuff like that before because of your sexuality. But I know people that also housed them and homed them too because of that reason.
Yeah, and they're formed in the houses that they call, where's the different gay families. You know, I have a lot of LGBT youth, or some of them not so youthful anymore, but that call me mom and aunt and whatever. It just,
Girl, you don't even look like you 30.
it just develops. I'm almost 40.
Okay.
It just you know, it just develops, and I guess it comes from maybe a sense of admiration and a sense of, you know, if someone's called you mom, they may look at you as that mother figure because whatever you provide for them, guidance, you know, just being there for them,
and of course the obvious,
And
something that they were missing.
Right.
When
And I was
Correct.
going to say that, I mean, as part of the culture, those who, you know, are faced with rejection in their own families because of stigma of how they identify, develop a chosen family. And so those who may be older, more, you know, more established and present some sort of leadership or nurturing quality that you can
they automatically latch
that can
on to
fill
them.
fill that void for you, then, you know, they become your chosen mother, father, cousin, sister, brother. And so
Do you feel as if I think that we're at a place now where it's pretty accepted, or at least it's not as talked about or as shocking, or people
It's
don't
not so
care
taboo
as
anymore.
much, I guess, when, you know, someone finds out that,
I think it's
you know,
very
another
much
person.
so more widely accepted. I still feel like we have a long way to go.
Sure.
Right. Definitely have come a long way, but there's still a lot of work to do.
So what do you say about the people who always want to pop off and say that, oh, well, you know, the entertainment industry is making everybody gay. They are forcing this gay stuff on us. Look at shows like Star, and then, well, let's take it back to like the 2000s where you had like Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, or, you know, the first man on man kissing scene on a television show, and you got people saying, you know, you got shows like Empire, and they're saying like they're pushing this gay agenda on us.
I don't feel it's a gay agenda. I just feel that every community, whether it be communities of color, whether it be religious groups, whether it be LGBT groups, everybody wants to be represented.
And everybody's
you know, we're in this country that's supposed to be this big melting pot, but we're not melting or blending.
Right.
And we're not seeing good representation when we do see some of those characters. So we're getting into a point now where we definitely see better representation of African Americans in our television programming and in our major movies.
And I think that falls back on what you said in the beginning, because of the fact that it is becoming more acceptable, and, you know, people are starting to learn about it. So, you know, I definitely agree with him. I think it's the fact that it is so accepted now, and it's open, and, you know, you have stuff going to the Supreme State House and all this other stuff in regards to it. So eventually those are going to open up avenues and resources to other ways, and cable TV, of course. I mean, that's basically accounting for a lot of the ways that people keep up with what's going on in the world, radio and TV. So, you know, I think it's just now starting to be introduced to that way, because it's now becoming more acceptable. Because let's be honest, I mean, you've seen sex scenes on TV for years. You know, I'm 35 years old, and I can remember seeing raw, uncut stuff on HBO and all that stuff growing up, you know, and I still think that the stuff that they do show is still way more mild-mannered than what you see when it comes to heterosexuals on TV doing the same thing.
Oh, I mean, in the middle of the day when soap operas were hot and heavy and on, and
that
you
was
would
considered
see those
okay, and it was passive. So when they say that, you know, they're pushing the gay agenda, I think that what they're doing now is actually showing the reality of life. Everyone is not heterosexual, so to portray everyone on TV and radio, any type of media as only heterosexual was just a false narrative, period. So just now to include us is showing the real world.
Right.
Indeed. You're listening to Access Houston. We're talking to DL, Robert, and Nisha. The Houston Pride event is going on this weekend. So there's going to be a string of events. Well, yeah, it's Sunday, baby. So it's going to be this weekend, right? Yeah. and y'all got a lot of stuff that is going on. So when does everything kick off?
Well, the official Houston Pride celebration is on June 23rd. And that encompasses a Pride Festival that happens during the day, and then the Pride Parade that happens during the evening.
That's that Saturday.
Yeah, that's the Saturday. That's sort of like I would call it the culminating event for everything, because no matter who, there's a plethora of people having events, but most people do come together on that Saturday for the parade. But as far as the commencement of the events, there are people starting events as early as tomorrow, Monday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
On Monday.
Yeah. Definitely by the weekend. By the time the weekend gets here, it's going to be full throttle.
Okay, and I see that you guys are doing a lot for the Houston community with different events. You want to talk about some of the things that are going on, DL? What you got coming down the pipeline?
Well, I have a kickoff party taking off at Therapy, located at 4105 Washington Avenue. So that's going to be that Friday night. Just basically getting ready for Pride Weekend, just a pregame in regards to what's going on Saturday. Saturday, we're looking at a big-time day party at Fox Hollow, 4617 Net Street. That'll be basically the Unapologetically Pride Party. So that's just basically everyone's coming together. It's real diverse. I have a couple of special guests coming in. Me and Nashia the Diva has actually collaborated on that event as well. So that's going to be going into the parade. So just trying to get a turn up in regards to being proud for a bunch of different reasons, because it goes just outside of, who you choose to lay with at the end of the day. We just here to celebrate who we are, what we are, and what we stand for.
Proudly.
Proudly, And but you all are also heavy in education and sexual health and HIV and awareness. So I understand that there's going to be a testing day drive.
There is a lot going on. Well, the T.R.U.T.H Project stands for Telling Real Unapologetic Truth. That's the organization I'm on the board for. We recently had an event called Feel My Pride 2. The mission of our organization is that we use the arts as a community mobilization tool to promote mental, emotional, and sexual health among LGBT communities of color. And so, Pride is a spectrum of expression. And so that was our expression of pride from the perspective of communities of color. On June 21st, I'm a veteran, and I'm a Navy veteran, 6 years active duty, and the Michael E. DeBakey Medical Center is having their first ever LGBT veterans event on June 21st. And then, are you guys familiar with the author Darnell L. Moore, who's written a book, No Ashes in the Fire, Growing Up Free and Black in America? He was recently invited to University of Houston Graduate College of Social Work to as the keynote speaker on a discussion about the LGBT communities of color. And that discussion led to an immediate interest in inviting him back. So I'm part of a volunteer group of just men from the community who reached out and invited him to come back for an intimate discussion about his book and about some of his activism. And that's going to be at the Houston Museum of African American Culture on June 22nd. And of course, we have, the Pride celebration we just talked about. And I'm sorry, I have a laundry list of things that are coming up. But the National HIV Testing Day is on June 27th. And so from June 27th through the 29th, the Houston Health Department, along with many other agencies here locally, are going to be having a testing initiative in collaboration with Walgreens and a national advocacy agency known as Greater Than AIDS.
Oh, nice.
And so they'll be offering free testing out there and tickets to the Dub car show. So anybody who wants to come out and get tested, it'll be at the Walgreens on Westheimer in the Galleria area.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And
That's good to know.
Yeah,
and
Nisha?
last but not
I'm
least,
sorry, Robert, go ahead.
in July, there is a Heavy Hitters Pride. I believe this is their 3rd or 4th year in existence, and it's an organization that celebrates urban men of size. So you have a whole add another piece to the spectrum where you have your LGBT men of larger size. You know, your big and tall guys. Who are celebrating the diversity that they add to our spectrum of pride.
Okay. You're listening to Access Houston, talking to Robert, Nashia, and DL. Houston Pride is happening this weekend. So clear this up for me, because I thought we were not necessarily promoting something, but Keisha Nicole, who does middays on 97.9 The Box, was back in May, like the beginning of May, was talking about Pride being here, that weekend. She's like, yeah, Pride is here.
That was
Splash.
And
I'm like,
referring to. That's kind of like your Black Gay Pride of Houston. And that's been like quoted as Splash. So that's kind of like, it's definitely still a pride, but it's more.
Okay, so it's the Black Pride.
The Black urban community.
Now,
this one is more
this
diverse.
Pride is the everybody Pride.
Everybody Pride. So what I try to do with KRAVE Houston is I try to bring, I coined it the Urban Pride doing Pride.
Okay.
So basically, it's providing events for us doing Pride Weekend. A lot of times, because Pride Weekend is so broad, a lot of the celebrations and the festivities, the major parties, are geared towards, not us. So I wanted to throw parties, and events for us. So we start on Thursday at Capitol Bar, and then on Friday I'll be at Post on Westheimer with the all-white party, which I do every year. It's a legendary white party. That's at 9003 Westheimer. On Saturday, I'm teaming up with DL and Adam and Crystal at Fox Hollow for the day party. Saturday night, I'll have at my club that I do every Saturday. It's called Privilege, 6015 Hillcroft. And that night, I'll have Sky from Black Ink, and I'll also have Kirk and Rashida from...
from Love and Hip Hop
Love and
Atlanta.
Hip Hop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So a string of events that is going down for the Houston Pride.
There's a lot going on.
It is a lot going on. And thank you for clarifying, the Splash, that's the Black Gay Pride.
Yeah.
This Pride, the Houston Pride, is the Everybody Pride. And then now this new one for the big fellas, the Heavy Hitters Pride.
Yes.
Ooh, we got so much.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
But but you all do a lot of good in the community, and we need to keep that up. And isn't this like, what is this the 3rd summer since marriage equality was
absolutely
made law?
I'm getting married July 7th, and I'm so excited. Right on the 3rd year anniversary of marriage equality.
Okay.
Wow! Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Where's the honeymoon?
Hawaii. Hawaii.
Aloha.
But we're gonna take a minute to recover though, because this wedding was more than a notion. We're both incredibly excited. But we definitely gonna take a little breather, and then we're gonna slip out on y'all.
You'll sneak out.
Congratulations. Listen,
Just make sure I get my
Houston
invitation.
Pride, for more information on all of the events that are going down, there's pridehouston.org.
It's KRAVEHouston.com.
KRAVEHouston.com.
And I don't have a website, but the Eventbrite
Social
that
media,
you have
everybody
on
gonna be.
Well, the Eventbrite that we have set up is the Proud Day Party at Eventbrite.com. .eventbrite.com.
And indeed, and then the Truth Project, the things that are going on. Go ahead.
For anything coming up with the Truth Project, you can go to truthprojecthtx.org.
Indeed. Robert Ross, Nashia Jackson.
Can I jump in and just say
yes.
the A in the acronym is for asexual, and I apologize for freezing.
Asexual. Okay, so
this is a
it was so simple. It's really just asexual.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is someone who isn't attracted to.
They're not having sex.
They're not having sex. They're not even. They're not. Yeah. That's an ongoing joke on the Mad Hatter Morning Show that J-Mac is asexual. That's funny. I mean, hey, they put it out there, but that's an ongoing joke that he is asexual. So, okay, LGBTQIA. Now we know.
We're going to be the whole alphabet soon.
And I mean, the elemental P, QRS.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, hey, thank y'all for coming on the program.
Thank you for having us. This was a lot of fun.
And thank you for listening to Access Houston.
We'll be back with more Access Houston on 97.9 The Box.